Hello, everyone. Quick video. I suppose I have had a fantastic day, and I have this just essence of guilt because I can see things unfolding, and I says I better make a video about that and try and not for everyone, but maybe someone that passes a bit of heed. 2016, I read two books, changed my life. One was The Snowball by Warren Buffett, and the other was When Money Dies by Adam Ferguson. The Snowball really shows you how to build wealth with the usage of compound interest. And When Money Dies, it's a description of the hyperinflation period that occurred in Weimar, Germany. And when Mr. Ferguson was describing it, I looked all around Ireland and I says, this is the same. This is the exact same. So this is something the younger people might know. That's an ounce of silver. That's a Britannia. There's also Canadian maples, and then you can get gold, Krugerrands, different ounces of gold. When I started to buy silver, it was approximately 17 or 18 an ounce. Now it has gone to 50. Gold was approximately 1150. Now it's about 32, 33. Yeah, all of the indicators are flashing hyperinflation. The 30-year Japanese yield, the British bond market, French are absolutely fucked. I hate to say it, but it really looks like we are going to go into a global financial crisis that will make 2008 look like a cakewalk. And I've just looked at the presidential nominees in Ireland. Far be it from me to judge, but the Greeks developed democracy in Athens, and one of the proponents said that the population gets the representation that they deserve. And we have a former finance minister in Taoiseach, it appears, who never had a bank account whilst he was that, an MMA fighter, a weather girl, and various other people who I really wouldn't trust running a kennels. I feel really sorry for the elderly. Any of you who have worked all your lives and paid into pensions and saved up pots of money, you're going to lose all of it. I feel really sorry for the young, those who have just passed out of college and are hoping for the best and all that. All of those entry positions are more than likely going to be AI based. You will probably be persuaded to join armies because there's going to be nothing else for you. Price of food and commodities and stuff like that looks like it's going to go through the roof. I just thought I'd feel so much better. Like I've had a really good day. I have had a really good day. The predictions I've made on the markets are all paying off. The commodities are starting to pay off. And I thought I'd sing and dance, but I can't. I look all around me and I realise that there's an awful rate of people dying in Ireland and they're being replaced by an inward migration. And not only that, but to add salt to the wounds, they're just going to pillage everyone's accounts. Bail-in is legislated for. They're going to close their fists on people's money as it hyperinflates. So more than likely you'll be in a position where you'll only be allowed to take out so much cash per day as the currency is hyperinflating. EU seems to be working on a digital currency to replace this currency. Once again, more numbers on the screen, and everyone is going to have to figure out, do they trust them? Do you trust them? But as I said, I've looked at the candidates for the presidential election and I've just gone, no, there's no way of preventing what's about to occur from happening because the people we've chosen to represent us, they're not going to be capable of this. And I just think the general public are going to be really, really angry. They're going to blame the politicians for this because of the ineptitude they will display and have displayed. Like a simple thing, these iPass centres, contracts, 5 and 7 year contracts have been signed for the provision to these people, and how are you going to provide food and lighting and stuff like that when the sums of money being paid over won't cover it? What do you think happens next? They jack and they leave buildings full of migrants who will not be eaten and will have no light. Do you need to be a genius to figure out what happens next? It's sad. It's really, really sad. But as I said, for the last number of years, we've acted like Weimar Germany. Sodomy, pornography, spending money on silly, silly things. So it's getting a bit late in the game now. It looks like the whole lot is going to shit itself in the upcoming weeks and months. Listen to a funny thing, a report today by the CEO of McDonald's, who seems to have figured out that breakfast sales are down because people are skipping breakfast. Sales from the company of lower class, or not lower class, but lower earners are way down because they can't even afford to eat at McDonald's anymore. And they're only figuring out these things. The inflation is outrageous. I was speaking to a woman in the past couple of days. She does the same 2-week shop, and every 2 weeks she does the same shop to keep an eye on the receipts. That went from 189 to 223 in 2 weeks. That is serious inflation. And nobody in the political class are talking about it. Everyone is talking about flags and festivals. I'm guilty of it myself. The distractions. But as I said, yeah, nothing can stop this from happening. That's the frightening part of it. So enjoy your time with your loved ones while it's still peaceful.